welcome to the Brie Pod. And here with me, Brie. So next week will be Valentine's Day and the Super Bowl, which I'm super excited for because the millennial in me, or elder millennials, depending on what you classify me as, is so excited for the halftime show. I love the fact that all the everybody that they're bringing in, I'm just so excited for it. And I don't even know who's playing football this year because I'm so excited for the halftime show. But I wanted to talk about the upcoming events because within these next few weeks, so much is going on. As many of you remember, I've been talking about how I'm trying to get braces and to get ready for jaw surgery, which will be probably about a year to 2 years from now. And February 22nd is coming very quickly, even though it's not necessarily next week, it's definitely on its way. And I am feeling probably a mixture of emotions. I'm excited, nervous, happy, oh my gosh, scared, a little scared. I think it's just because it's something new. So there's so much going on, but what I wanted to talk about a little more is Valentine's Day. Now, I know some people do celebrate, and I know some people don't celebrate, whether that be because they're single or, which I'm not saying that only single people don't celebrate, but I mean, like, it could be that fact. It could be, I know some people told me in the past that they don't celebrate it because it's like just to help Hallmark make money. Personally, I've been celebrating since the beginning of time. My parents have always given me like little gifts or little candies on Valentine's Day, or I'd get like a really comfy blanket or a really cute little stuffed animal. Definitely one of my favorite traditions for sure. And then it kind of carried on because in high school, I remember that I did not date anyone back in high school, but my friend and I were both single, and we wanted to just kind of like have our own, we called it anti-Valentine's Day party, which is super funny because really we were celebrating Valentine's Day. We just didn't realize we're actually like doing a Galentine's Day. I don't think that term was necessarily trending at the time, but so we called it an anti-Valentine's Day. We spent the whole day together. Her mom made a bunch of snacks. We had candy. I swear I remember heart marshmallows. We watched a Moulin Rouge, which my favorite part of that movie is where they're singing "Come What May." It's such a beautiful song, and it's like that memory I'll never ever forget. And it was such a good time, and I remember just like having so much fun. And then when I went to college, I kind of brought this tradition to my friends. I had my sweet, beautiful college friends that were single, and I was single. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my friends these little gift bags. And it had like treats and a little heart, candies, and the teddy bear. And it was really good time. And it's funny because for me, I like to celebrate basically everything. I know that there are the thoughts of, well, this is, just for Hallmark, or this, you should love your partner every day or whatever. But to me, I love the fact that we can have something else to celebrate. I think that in our day-to-day lives, we have so much that we think about with work and our home life and just different kinds of things where I know that, yes, of course, we're going to do our best to celebrate each other every day. And of course, we're going to try our best to really celebrate the people in our lives. But sometimes, as you know, we get caught up in our lives. Sometimes there's so much going on that we don't take a moment to rest and breathe or even just celebrate. And that's why I think I do celebrate holidays and events, because it's just to have a moment to be like, hey, life is fun too. And it can be celebrated and exciting. So for me, I like celebrate everything. And I just love Valentine's Day because I'm a sucker for all the beautiful, I just love the pinks and the reds and really everything about it. I love love. But what's funny is when I started dating Jeremy, um, Valentine's Day was a little bit different, but not in a bad way. Jeremy, he's always been very smart and uh, I want to say like very particular with his money, and it's not in a mean way or anything like that. He just has always been very like, you know, budgeted out and money savvy, which I think is very important for us as a couple, because he helps me see different points of view on things that maybe I'm going a little crazy on or that I want. Like I love his input on different kinds of things that we go through in life with money. And anyway, when it comes to Valentine's Day, Jeremy's all about the deals and the sales, which is nothing wrong with that. Please don't think that I'm out here like, oh, shame on you. Um, I just think it's funny because I have to say, with him doing this, though, I definitely get more stuff. um, so every year it's been tradition where Jeremy will get me like a Valentine's Day gift 3 or 4 days after Valentine's Day for the big sales and stuff. And so one year I was able to get like 3 dozen roses and like a really big chocolate heart that he, well, the heart that has a bunch of chocolates in it. And it was really awesome. I mean, I think that regardless, it doesn't matter of when it happens, or it doesn't really matter if it happens, but I love that he does think of me and um, he just like, usually it's like flowers and chocolate. That's kind of like the tradition. Or I'll make us chocolate covered strawberries, which I learned from my mom. And they're very simple to make, actually. I remember when I used to go to Montauk and work there every summer, I would make them for my aunt, which was always so much fun. But really, sorry, Valentine's Day has just really, it's just one of my favorite days. Not my favorite. There's so many holidays that I love, but it's one of the many favorites. And even though we don't celebrate on the exact day, I love the many things that Jeremy has gotten me over the years. It's just been a fun tradition. And I'm just curious, like, for those of you listening, do you celebrate the holidays such as, I guess Valentine's Day isn't necessarily a holiday per se. I don't know what you'd call it. But do you celebrate Valentine's Day? And do you have any like special memories or special traditions? Um, I know for me, it's basically even if it's not flowers, it might be a plant and chocolate. I mean, I'm a chocolate girl, so if there's chocolate involved, I'm about it. But if it's chocolate strawberries, I'm even more about it. So that's kind of been my tradition. Um, I guess ever since I've been married. But prior to that, it was just creating little gift bags for my friends and celebrating Valentine's Day, going out to eat and just enjoying ourselves. And like I said, back in high school, we had this cool little mini party, watched a movie. I mean, it's literally only the two of us, but and her family, but it's just such a fun time. And I've been thinking a lot on traditions and what we do And I know that COVID kind of has affected a lot of the stuff that we celebrate, but I think it's kind of almost like a break too from the stress of especially the past few years of life. Like COVID, politics aside, has been so draining and mentally just toxic, I think. I mean, I know that it's bad in many ways of when you get sick and such, but it's put such a sadness onto life in some manners. And I mean, I'm not saying that everybody feels this way, but I know for me it just feels sometimes kind of dampered. So I feel like as we go more and more through 2022, it feels like we're just, finding our way, finding our ways to still be human, to still celebrate, to still enjoy life, but also, of course, um, do what we can to be safe as well. So that's kind of been making me think, I guess, more about traditions is like what I used to do versus what I do now. Even with the Super Bowl was like a huge tradition to have. Like sometimes we'd have some guests over, sometimes not, but like basically you've got your chicken wing dip, you've got your wings, and I remember when I lived on the East Coast, we stayed up pretty late, to watch the Super Bowl. I kind of love the fact that we're on the West Coast, which makes it earlier, so I can go to bed earlier. Um, I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's the adult in me. And just like those are my favorite traditions of just like getting dips and chips made, having like the veggie platter, watching. For me, the funny thing is, I was always a Giants fan, but now it seems like the Giants kind of like, I mean, not to be rude, but they kind of fell off the wagons. And I mean, that's not a bad thing. I think that it's nice to see other teams get out there, and it's nice to see. It's nice to watch just the talent. I think for me, I used to be I'm team this and I bleed this team, but I think now I just get excited at the Super Bowl for I'll just like the tradition is to pick a team and I can go based off of a coin toss, or maybe I like it's so ridiculous. Maybe I like their colors that they're wearing, and I'll just be like, that's my team for the day. And I know that in the sports realm, that is a total sin. But I think for me, it's just a fun time. It's just I think what I love about tradition and Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, holidays, is just the family aspect um, that is around it. Because think about how many people get together and they watch the Super Bowl at at their houses. Or I just remember having like mini parties, at my grandma's house or at my mom's and dad's house. Just like different kind of things like that. Yeah, I've been reminiscing a lot, I guess, lately. And I've always loved this time of year. I feel like the Super Bowl kind of and Valentine's Day kind of break up that long feeling of January and February to get us to spring, because really we're all just trying to hop over to spring. Well, most of us, not everybody. But yeah, it's been a lot of reminiscing and thinking about what I used to do compared to what I do now. Um, I mean, I've got to be honest, when it came to Valentine's Day, I never really went out to eat at like a fine restaurant or anything because I never liked crowds, and Valentine's Day is the most night, like it's that night where everybody is out. Um, but I just love like flowers and candy, and it doesn't have to be flowers that are like a bouquet. It can be a flower pot because I know a lot of friends are like, I don't really like bouquets because they die so quickly. Well, that depends on how you go about it. Because now I look at Pinterest, and there are so many ways to save your bouquets and keep them like a keepsake. So there's so many options out there now. It's kind of awesome how that is. But I basically want to just talk about that and see what you guys think. Like, what do you do for your traditions? Whether it's more on the Super Bowl side of things or even Valentine's Day, like post it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your traditions are. Um, how do you feel about February? Is it like that? For me, I always feel like it's that exciting leap that's going to get us into spring really quickly. I know others, they love skiing and snowboarding, and this is their time. Um, and I think for this year, for Valentine's Day, I actually already bought myself a flower. The thing is, I'm a celebrator. Like, I don't need someone to shower me in gifts. I can shower myself. And I decided that I wanted to spruce up the vibe in the house. I did have a little mini bonsai tree, but unfortunately it died. And then I had the tree up for Christmas, but you can't have that up forever. I mean, some people can or choose to, but so I needed something on my table. And it's kind of funny because we do a lot of traveling, my husband and I. And if you've listened to previous episodes, uh, you'll learn that our lives are kind of pretty sporadic. We could get up and be told, okay, in a week from now, you're going to go to this state, and we'll pack up and go for Jeremy's work. But even though we have that kind of like up and go life, I still like to decorate or have some kind of accessory or something to spruce up my space. I mean, it's just a thing that I love to do. So I didn't even know this existed, but I bought this. It's called a pink diamond orchid. It is beautiful. It's just this vibrant pink, and it just makes me think of bubblegum, the color. And I feel like it's the perfect pop. Like we have a white beige kind of wall, and then our furniture is pretty dark, and it just kind of pops that corner, and it gives like a very springy Valentine's Day-ish kind of vibe in that corner. I love it. So that's what I have done so far. I probably most likely will either make myself chocolate strawberries or covered strawberries, or have that be like something that Jeremy can put on his list of. Well, it's not a long list or anything, but on of what to get me, like an idea. And oh yeah, I guess the good question is, what do I get Jeremy? And honestly, I get him kind of the same thing. Obviously not flowers, but I'll give him like basically chocolate covered strawberries, or I'll buy him like a dinner or something that we'll have like at home, to go and just kind of watch a movie. Usually I do something like that. But yeah, I know today has been all about love and the Super Bowl, but those are the things that are coming, and as far as my teeth, I won't have really anything to report until February 22nd, which is so crazy. Oh, there is something exciting that we are doing. In March, we are traveling to Hawaii. This is like a mini vacation that I think has been well needed. We did not, like, usually every year we try to go somewhere, but the past, I want to say year, we didn't really go. I don't think in 2021 we really went anywhere per se, because COVID was like really strong. And I'm not saying that's not strong now, but I feel like it's kind of getting into a place of where we have a better understanding of what we need to do to stay safe and but still to be able to have fun. So in March we'll be going to Hawaii. This will be our second time going. But it'll be our first time, so we'll have a couple days in Honolulu and then a couple days in Maui. That'll be our first time going to Maui. We have never been there, but we're very excited. We're going with a couple of friends, and we plan to go see the Road of Hana in Maui, and just kind of different things. And I'm really excited because I'm just ready for the warmth. Even though I will say in Oregon, it's not really like when I was from the North Country. Well, I'm still from the North Country, but when I lived in New York, it was cold. Like, oh my gosh, in the negatives, 1-digit numbers. But here, it's not that bad, but it still kind of gets cold. And I'm just looking forward to the warmth of Hawaii, the water, and just kind of like taking a moment to breathe and enjoy. And of course, be safe at the same time. Like, I think that's one of our exciting trips of the year. That's going to be so much fun. And I've tried to buy a couple of outfits from Shein to see how that goes. I've heard like good and bad reviews of Shein, so we'll see. Sorry. Woo! I almost choked there. But anyway, I know I've been going in circles, but really, it's been kind of just a lot going on over here. Been getting ready for the braces and getting ready for Super Bowl and Valentine's Day and just so many exciting things. And of course, Hawaii in March. So, and then we've been working. And so it's just been, this is kind of like a check-in, I guess, of where we're at. I'm excited to bring so much more to you guys. I know that Erin Claire Jones will be here at the end of February. She was going to be here at the end of January, but we had a conflicting time schedule, so we moved it to February. And just so many things coming up. Like, stay tuned because a lot is coming, and so quickly too. But anyway, let me know your traditions. Even if you're not about it, let me know what you do with Super Bowl, Valentine's Day. If you've had braces, please feel free to give me any tips, tricks, advice that you have. And if you've been to Hawaii and you have some places we need to eat at or see or go to, definitely add that in the comments as well. We're absolutely open to ideas and adventures in food. And Leonard's Donuts, is it? I think it's Leonard's Donuts. We will absolutely be going to. Just that's hands down. But anyway, thank you for joining me on this Brie Pod episode. The affirmation of the episode is that be sure to take a breath, to realign, especially when you're in a moment of maybe scarcity, maybe overwhelm, and just really take that breath and push out when, as you're like letting it go, let that negative or scarcity or whatever it is that you're feeling that is overwhelming be let go at the same time. The reason why I picked this affirmation is because I know that there's so many times I get caught up in the moment in it, or I get nervous about something because I'm always a worrier or an overthinker where I don't sleep. I just take a moment to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out and just realign that moment because, it's so important. And so with that, you are loved, You are worthy, you are cherished, and I am proud of you. Until next time on the Brie Pod.